Alabama elected a black sheriff in 1966, and the Klan put a $50,000 bounty on his head, but what Lucius Amerson did next made them regret it forever. When every white deputy quit, Amerson hired Vietnam veterans who killed for America and now killed for justice. His deputies didn't arrest Klan members. They disappeared them. 17 Klan leaders vanished during his 8 years. Must have left town, Amerson would say. The FBI investigated, but every black person in Macon County stayed silent. When the Klan shot up his house, 2 Klan families' barns mysteriously burned. When they bombed his office, 3 Grand Dragons got found floating in the river. He turned their terror tactics against them. White folks stopped wearing sheets real quick when the hunter became hunted. Alabama erased him from history books because he proved black power could destroy white supremacy. The Klan offered $50,000 for his head, but lost 20 members learning why you don't threaten a black sheriff with nothing to lose. Google won't show you this truth.
So everything you know about Haitian voodoo is probably made up. You can give that credit to America. America wanted to make sure that no other black people across the Caribbean, across the Americas, would use the connection with their ancestors and their spirituality to guide them to freedom like the Haitians did. So they created an entire propaganda-filled smear campaign against Haiti and its voodoo culture, against its voodoo practices, and they made it all up. After Haiti won their independence, their president was assassinated, and America decided to occupy Haiti to restore stability. Because they wanted to discredit the power of Haitian spirituality and its role in Haiti getting their independence, they started an entire smear campaign. If you grew up in any of the islands where Obeya, Candomblé, Santeria, voodoo was outlawed, it's no coincidence. Why would they let you practice a religion that could bring you to freedom? I always think it's so ironic, too, that America, that was founded on freedom and religious beliefs, had the nerve to discredit another country's freedom and religious beliefs so much so that they created an entire smear campaign to talk down upon and look down upon and spread fear and incite hate about some other country's spirituality, the same spirituality that got that country to freedom. Sound very familiar. Yeah, you gotta read the book. You gotta read the book, friend. You gotta read it.
I want to ask you about something because I think you'll give us an honest answer, because everybody I ask just be humming them and humming. And it's like, why was Lovecraft Country canceled after just 1 season? Great show, nominated for all those awards. Yeah. Why did HBO cancel it after 1 season? Ajane was the closest person to give us a real answer.
Well, you know, it's a black woman created it. It's right there. There was a black woman created it.
Yeah.
And it was HBO's show. But it's her show. It's a power struggle. It was a power struggle from the beginning. No one will know what went down between the two parties. I just know that she had a very difficult time from the very beginning. And they weren't especially nice to her from the very beginning. And ultimately, when the show became huge, because it ultimately became the next Game of Thrones, which is what they asked for. You know, a lot of times it's not, and you would think it'd be about money. But, how did the show end? The show ended with a young black girl shooting a white woman and saying, we got the keys. You don't got the keys no more. Bam. Now for the next 4 to 5 to 6 or 7 years, who knows where Misha was going to go?
Mm-hmm.
Do they ultimately want a show to be just to go into all those areas? You would think that if it was about the money, they wouldn't care. And it would just get this girl, give her what she wants. But obviously there was some water under the bridge.
HBO probably did not want their next Game of Thrones to be such a black show.
You know, nobody knows. I had no idea what's in the mind of Misha Green. And I was in, because I was in 3 episodes. I didn't read the other episodes I wasn't in.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea where we were going until I found out. And, you know, on the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, I was in the 7th, and the 8th and the 9th and the 10th episodes. I was in awe of that gifting. And you know, ultimately I would say that it was, we knew that it was going to be, look at us, here we are, we're on the precipice. Now we're going to explore all the things that are shades of, you know, chocolate and beige and you know, straight and gay and trans, and she was going to go everywhere. I don't know if they wanted to do all that. I don't know. You know, maybe it was something else. You know, maybe it was a money thing.
Ajane said, correct me if I think Ajane said that. Ajanu, I'm sorry. Ajanu said that she don't think they could see black people doing science fiction.
Again, you know, it's deep and wide and continuous. The issues between black and white, and these stories are about exploring the human condition, and at a certain point, if you have to talk about your differences, as President Emeritus Jonetta Cole said of Spelman, said, you have to talk about your differences until your differences don't make a difference. You have to talk about them. You have to be willing to talk about. We're dealing with we can't even talk about books. They're trying to take books away that so that, you know, the white and black young people won't be able to talk about. Just let them talk about it. Right. You know that George Washington was an amazing, thank God for him, but he was a man of his time. He had 100 slaves and didn't free them until his wife died. So, you know, Jefferson had 600 slaves. You know, I don't take away from what he did, but you got to acknowledge what he was in order to be able to see the entire picture of who we were at that time, so that we can learn and not do it again. So the question is, what will it take for us to say we need each other?
That's right.
We can't make it. You know, you can look at people and tell that, you know, there's all these different shades of chocolate. How did that happen? That happened because white and black got together. You know, we can't deny that there's white blood coursing through us and black blood coursing through. I mean, we're all mixed up together. So, but to try to pretend like that we're not, and that we're better than, we already saw where that leads. Don't nobody want to deal with another civil war.
That's right.
That nobody wins. Nobody wins. Nobody.
That part. Honor and respect, honor and respect, honor and respect. Divine all blessed greetings and salutations. It is another episode of Revolutionary Hoodoo, New Orleans Voodoo Secrets and Recipes, powered by NOIVD, New Orleans International Voodoo Day. New Orleans International Voodoo Day is inspired by National Voodoo Day in Benin and led by local Black community members. New Orleans International Voodoo Day is a day of collective remembrance and spiritual reparation that is preceded by a symposium, and includes a procession to monuments at the sites of slavery in New Orleans, a ritual to account for and seek absolution for the city's and the country's participation in the institution of slavery, homage to those ancestors who suffered through and survived the transatlantic slave trade, and honor and appreciation for the achievements of those who came out of the oppression. 2 days, 2 days, May 23rd, Saturday, and Sunday, May 24th, 2 days of education, creative expression, elevation, cultural exchange, and above all, healing through authentic voodoo traditions handed down through generations. We offer a path to healing from the ongoing ramifications of slavery and racism in the United States. And through an international partnership, New Orleans International Voodoo Day becomes a major annual event in New Orleans, bringing peace, relief, and healing, and connecting New Orleans with Benin, Haiti, and the major points of the transatlantic slave trade and hubs of Vodou, as well as all nations where African traditional religions, ATR, are practiced in a healing circuit and drawing visitors from around the world. And we continue to invite your support, your volunteership, your donations, your participation, and certainly your sponsorship by visiting us and gathering more information at www.voodooday.org. Again, www.voodooday.org. And we're always grateful for your continued support and participation on social media platforms, all of our Facebook pages, Facebook groups and profiles, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, X, and certainly Instagram. We're certainly grateful for your continued support and participation. And we're thankful for those of you who continue to support us and show up in the live chat, even when we might not always be present. We certainly appreciate your continued support. Greetings, S. Marie 5444. We certainly appreciate you. Local community member Daniel Neal 3465. We certainly appreciate you. Elder Reggie, our beloved co-host, will be unmuted momentarily. Ray Alexander 3734. We certainly appreciate you from across the pond. And certainly we are thankful for your continued support. Lex DR, greetings and salutations to you and yours. BM4406, I believe that's Brit Brat. Greetings and salutations to you and yours. Thank you so much for continuing to join and support us. Our beloved Oracle Treehouse, greetings and salutations to you and yours. Thank you for coming on in. Have I gotten everybody? Yes, thank you so much. And I will be unmuting Queen Mother, Sister Toni Val Martinez, Brother Joshua Nylan Tanner, and Elder Reggie Green Soap of Shrine of the White Cloth momentarily. Tonight, we're going to introduce and discuss the Loa of both Haitian, New Orleans, Louisiana voodoo, as well as traditional, authentic West African voodoo. Legba is the enduring gatekeeper spirit whose roots trace to West Africa, Benin, and Togo region, and whose voice was carried through the Middle Passage into Haiti and New Orleans. Today, his reemergence in the African diaspora and in New Orleans is both spiritual revival and cultural reclamation. Invoked at the start of ceremonies, visible in music, art, public ritual, and central to conversations about identity and memory is Legba or Papa Legba. We're going to discuss the scope, the origins in West Africa, transmission through Haitian voodoo and Louisiana voodoo, contemporary reemergence. We identify and know Legba as the gatekeeper and guardian of the crossroads, the one who also guards the house. And Legba mediates speech, access, and cultural continuity across the African diaspora. At the crossroads, Legba speaks. I stand at the crossroads and call your attention to a figure older than the cities that now claim him. Legba, sometimes Papa Legba, sometimes simply the one who opens the way, was born in the languages and shrines of West Africa, in the kingdoms along the Gulf Coast of Guinea, in the lands we now call Benin and Togo. He is a threshold, a mouth, a key. He is the one who listens and decides whether the living may speak with the spirits. And when the ocean took our people, it also carried stories and names. In the cramped dark of slave ships, in the hush of new plantations, those stories were folded into new geographies. In Haiti, Legba became the indispensable opener of ceremonies. Invoked first, offered tobacco and rum, asked to unlock the road to the Loire. In New Orleans, he arrived braided with Catholic saints, with folk practices, with the music of the streets. He is the first word spoken in ritual and the last remembered in song. Legba's image shifts: an old man with a cane, a young trickster, a dog at the gate. These are not contradictions, but translations, ways communities made him speak in their tongues. Crossroads, doors, gates, speech, these are his domains. To call Legba is to ask permission to remember. In the 20th century and early 21st centuries, something like a return has been underway. Across the African diaspora, artists, priests, scholars, and everyday people have been reclaiming Legba from caricature and commodification. In New Orleans, his reemergence is visible in public rituals, in the revival of Voodoo houses, in music that names him, and in a renewed respect for the spiritual protocols that center him at the doorway of any sacred work. This is a cultural repair, restoring context, restoring dignity. To speak of Legba now is to speak of survival. He is a reminder that access to memory is mediated, that before any conversation with the past can begin, someone must open the gate. And as I ask my beloved co-hosts and panelists to unmute, in honoring Legba, we honor the stubborn continuity of African spiritual life in the Americas, and we acknowledge the work still needed to protect and understand these traditions. And this mission is a critical part of why we created New Orleans International Voodoo Day, now in our third year. And Voodoo Days in Ouida, Benin, I believe, is also in their third year. Now, there are risks and sensitivities when working with Legba. There's certainly cultural appropriation, respect ritual context, avoid trivializing sacred practices. So we see these, videos about people playing around with Legba and trying to work, magic with Legba and coming to really negative ends. There's also historical nuance. The origins are complex. The ethnic groups of Fan, Ewe, Yoruba, all of which show up in my DNA results, influences and local adaptations all matter when it comes to working with Legba. So in closing, Legba stands at the crossroads of past and present, of Africa and the Americas. And when we call his name in New Orleans, we are not merely invoking a spirit. We are asking permission to remember, to speak, and to walk forward together. And so what say you, panelists? Queen Mother, Sister Toni Val, Brother Joshua Nylan Tanner, Black Purple Priest, Armor Bearer, Black Hawk Voodoo, Wild Man, and Elder Reggie, Green Soul, leader and founder of Shrine of the White Cloth. Please do come on in. What say you?
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back. Hello, panelists and those in the listening audience. I really am not too familiar with all the Loas and their attributes, but I am with Legba. and please do not play with him. I've called upon him, and I must tell you, when you call upon him, please know exactly what you want, because he is the trickster. He will give it to you. And in my case, I wanted to give it back. Once he gave it to me, please be very careful and do not play around with him. What say you, Elder Reggie?
Peace, Sister Toni. Appreciate it. Divine Prince. Great show topic tonight. Brother Joshua,
How
glad
you
here in
doing?
the collective audience in the chat. What I like to bring forward is I used to work a lot with issue. Well, using the word issue. But every time all the books I read and study, I always knew of Papa Legba, but I didn't know how to relate Papa Legba to issue. But eventually I started getting it. So a lot of times, especially in NOIVD, sometimes I open up just a regular prayer when we come into meeting. And I always say this in the beginning, but I say it to myself, even before I raise the cup to the gods. I always say, Eshu, my father, open my pad. Let every word I speak today be filled with Ashe. So basically, I'm asking Papa Legba also the same thing, but I was using the word Eshu, ESU. But now, since I've been part of the voodoo community in New Orleans, I've been using the word Papa Legba. And I'm so grateful for our committee and our organization that we have a packet for Papa Legba. And so on the day of the NOIVD voodoo ritual, we'll have our packet of Papa Legba out there with us. And we will make offerings and we will lift Papa Legba up high. He is an important energy. And when I'm doing the prayers and the libations, I'm asking energy to come from as above, so below, east, west, north, and south. And if you look at it on a cardinal map, you will see there's a 4-directional cross section. And so when they're speaking of as you at the crossroads, energies and spirits got to come from one of these directions. And none of them could come through the portal without Papa Legba or as you as the gatekeeper that's there. And we must honor that even as we move and work with Orishas, we work with Loas, even if we work in our conjuration, we must acknowledge the gatekeeper. And that's what I wanted to add.
Yeah,
Very interesting.
totally agree. I just wanted to come in and chime a little bit about you. I know you talked about SU a little bit. I mean, I know Papa Legba's referred to many different things depending on your practice and who you your language and your association with ATR, whether it be Haiti, Cuba, or Brazil, or West Africa, or New Orleans, or anywhere in America. We have many different names that he does go by, and different characters. He SU is one of them from West Africa, out of Europe, as you mentioned. Ilegua, also from the Cuban and Lukumi line of things, and also Kung is another expression, or another. How can I say this? Kung is a representation of Legba within Haiti. It's originally Creole itself. Its origin of it comes from Haiti, and they're and the not from Haiti, but from West Africa, but it was birthed in Haiti during that time of the transatlantic slave and the trade of people throughout the Atlantic and throughout the world. And I've been reading up on Kung quite a bit as of recently. It's been something that I know me and Divine have been working with, And Kung Fu is a very, I'm gonna say he's not his characteristics a little bit different than Legba itself or SU itself.
Mm-hmm.
He's more seen as like a dark figure, but he's not really evil or good, but he's more of a divine, spiritual, almost like a physical manifestation of spiritual, of the spiritual nature. He's one who not so much guards the crossroads, but he's the one that actually, um, he's the actual, how can I say this? Not the enforcer, but how can I say this? I'm losing my train of thought. 1 second. Give me
Yeah, Brother Joshua and I both entered the source on 4 and were initiated through Legba.
Legba. Yeah.
Cal Fo is sort of the nighttime counterpart
Aspect. Yeah.
to Legba. So he's considered petrol, hot, aggressive.
Yeah.
Whereas Legba is a little bit more friendly. Again, can manifest as a old man or a little child. So he tends to be a little friendlier and easier to access than Cal Fo.
Yeah.
And Elder Reggie, Eshu is Yoruba, and Legba, I believe, is Fan Ewe. And the two deities have similar characteristics in many ways. The erect phallus, which sits on the crossroads in West Africa between the various villages and spiritual centers. Certainly the guardian of the gate and the crossroads. Sometimes we say the man that in the streets, but also protects, the households. So Legba is often a deity that many newcomers often connect with easily and quickly, as opposed to the much more complex cosmology of deities in both Yoruba practice and in Voodoo practice worldwide.
Yes, good information, Divine Prince and Joshua. Cal Fu, I believe. I never heard. This is my first time hearing of that energy. I'd never heard of that energy, but okay, that's very, very interesting though.
Yeah, as Ray Alexander mentioned in the chat, Cal Fu is considered a very advanced spirit. So everyone doesn't, access Cal Fu, and a limited number of Hogans, Mambos, Bokors actually will possess Cal Fu. But I've been in many ceremonies with Cal Fu, and Cal Fu is often giving money, manifesting gifts, and dollar bills out of nothing, almost like magic. And we see some of that demonstration in West Africa. Magic boxes, that they open and it's empty, and close it and open it again, and it's full of money or full of some offering. And even in the demonstration of Zongbeto, sort of that whirling ancestral haystack, also carries certain characteristics that are quite Legba and Eshu, quite honestly.
Yeah, yes, I agree with you. I agree with that. Yeah, but I'm just interested on Cal Fu. It almost seems like it's a shadow figure of Eshu, not Eshu. Let's say Papa Legba.
Yeah.
Okay, it's very interesting.
I find it all very interesting, but I respect the voodoo and I kind of keep my distance from the deities because I don't feel I know enough, and I don't want to go and do anything that would be like considered disrespectful or anything. Now I know Legba, and I go with him with the highest respect, and I actually talk to him just out the blue when I see certain things going on. I was like, man, I need you now. I wish you go do something about this. But just like that, but he is very real. Them crossroads ain't nothing to play with. They really are not. And I keep my distance. And I'm familiar with Shango.
Mm-hmm.
Much respect, much respect. The thunder and lightning and all of that, I love it, but I'm the one that cut the TV off, cover up the mirrors, go to sleep, don't say nothing, be still.
That's old school.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I do that for Shango. I do that for I don't play. I don't play. And any of them, whenever them elements go, I shut down. Because like I said, I don't want to offend nobody and nothing in any kind of way. Because like I said, I'm not familiar with all their attributes. But every time that happened, I always think of Shango for some reason. And that's what I do. I just shut down.
Yeah. Well, just a little, if we could have, in the sake of time, a little backdrop for me. When I received my initiation into Ogun, Eshu Obara was a part of the package. Plus, there's another energy called Ochosi. Yeah. So I received 3 deities when I was on the mat going through the initiation. And so whenever I'm working with it, whenever I'm working with Ogun or Ochosi on behalf of a client, part of that elbow always first go to Eshu. Eshu eats before any other deity or Orisha eats. And because your work could get stagnated if Eshu do not allow the work to move across the spirit lines, if I could put it that way. Yeah. And so Eshu, it's a very, very important energy. Irrespective of person, it's just there. Eshu, if you're doing left hand work, Eshu ain't gonna stop you. If you're doing right hand work, Eshu ain't gonna stop it. He's just there. And depending on how you remember him in your offerings and libations and things of that nature, the gate is open. That's all I wanted to add. Yes.
Well, we certainly appreciate everyone's contributions and for showing up tonight after our being off for almost 2 weeks. We certainly are grateful. We thank everyone from my Facebook profile, my group, my pages, Sister Toni's group, Elder Reggie's Shrine of the White Cloth group. We're certainly thankful for our LinkedIn listenership, international audience, YouTube, national and international audience. Twitter X, thank you so much for listening. We can see you. And Instagram, we're always thankful and grateful for the participants, new and those who continue to show up. I am touched. We certainly appreciate you, Austin, J337, Miss Tequila Shanae joined us. Zuki Baby joined us. Zay Shots, Sweet S'more 67, thank you for coming by. Sandra's Divine Gems, greetings and salutations. Prosperous Des joined us. Halt Bourgeois joined. Zakir M223 joined. Carolina Mademoiselle joined. Belle Redlash, I hope I said that right, joined. Austin J337, we certainly appreciate you. Yoso Gomo, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Thank you for coming through. Martin Cannibal, greetings and salutations. Carl 10 and 3848 join. We certainly do appreciate you and yours. And we look forward to joining you again on Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on a platform near you or by way of our QR code, which can be found in the top right corner of your screen. And I'm now going to turn it over to Elder Reggie to close and read our announcements.
Thank you, Divine Prince. It's carnival time in New Orleans. February the 16th is Fat Tuesday, also known as Mardi Gras Day. We have a large selection and variety of Santa Muerte statuaries available at the Island of Salvation, Patonica. And that location is 2372 St. Claude Avenue in New Orleans, Louisiana. Mention NOIVD podcast. Yay. Our next new moon ritual, prayer and application ceremony will occur on the new moon, Sunday, March 18th, in the zodiac of Pisces at 6:30 p.m. March 18 in Pisces at 6:30 p.m. Location 710 Cluid Street. We call it the Cluid's Garden, a ritual of spiritual warfare and gathering. We appreciate you. Lest we forget, the spiritual medicine of voodoo brings healing and relief from the shackles of slavery that binds the master and the slave to the same chain of social division. We continue to have work to do. We continue to ask Papa Legba open the gates so we could do that work. With that I say, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Good night, everyone. We love you all, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night and Odabo.
Why is no one allowed to look under this costume? Kumpo is a spirit of the West African Jola people, celebrated during village festivals and large gatherings. The figure of Kumpo is completely hidden beneath long palm leaves, with a stick attached to his head. Kumpo communicates in a secret language, often through an interpreter, to convey messages. While dancing, he anchors the stick in the ground and begins to spin, creating a whirlwind of palm leaves. At this moment, many locals feel as if the figure is truly controlled by a spirit. But why is it forbidden to peek beneath the leaves? According to tradition, Kumpo is not a person, but a ghost. Any attempt to see what's hidden inside is considered an insult to the spirit. Touching Kumpo is strictly forbidden, and looking under the leaves is seen as sacrilege. It could even bring misfortune. Why is no one allowed to look under this costume?
And the nominees for the 2025 Sellout of the Year are Byron Donald, Stephen A. Smith, Snoop Dogg featuring Nelly, Nicki Minaj, Robert Griffin III. Polls are open. Vote now.
Please, allow me to show you something.
They say I'm crazy and that might be true. I got this white in my DNA. Yeah, I'm coming for you. It's time we turn the tables, flip these motherfuckers on you. I wanna see you hanging from trees. It's time you pay for your dirt and your showtime. You created the monster, you created the beast. Now all this savagery you just gon' reap. I'm coming home, daddy, to the plantation, and I'm taking the lives of everybody, including the children, on some Nat Turner. Oh, do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we bout to tear this motherfucker down. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we bout to tear this motherfucker down. I met my girl Harriet at the gate. If you wanna know how she doing, yeah, she straight. But she had one question: when we gon' get up? All that talking tough, yeah, we don't walk it tough. She got it locked and loaded, got that piece up on her side. She looked me in my eyes and said, "Mitch, you ready to ride?" Moving forward, you gotta use both eyes. Watch your front and watch your back. Keep your hands up on your gas. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. He sit at the table, but he don't order no bacon. He greet me in those words, assalamu alaikum. Got them glasses on his face and them waves in his head. He go by the name of Detroit West. He looks me in my eye and says, you only get one try. Know that your biggest opposition will come from the inside. I know you wanna love them all, but don't even try, because they'll smile up in your face while plotting your demise. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. We are the children of the ancestors that weren't punk bitches.